In this video, we will look at using invoices. This feature allows you to ring up a sale, check out the cart, but instead of receiving payments right away, the amount owed is recorded as accounts receivable and actual payment can be received at a later date. The first thing to do is to add the invoice button to the register. Come to Design a Cash Register, and we can add the button in any zone. I'll choose Payment Zone, add New Button, and select Create/Update Invoice. Add button. Alright, so now let's ring up a transaction and create an invoice from it. Now let's click Create/Update Invoice. So here we have all the items from the cart. Please make sure that you have everything correct before creating the invoice, because this will check out the cart and you can't change the items after the cart is checked out. If you need to change anything, you can click Return to Cart. In this case, I'll go ahead and add a customer. If you added the customer to the cart, by default it will assume that's both the purchaser and the one that the invoice goes to, but you can change the invoicee here if you need to. And you can add a due date. This is optional and you can leave it blank. So with all our things set, we're ready to check out the cart and create the invoice. Now we have our invoice created with the items, their prices, and the total amount owed here. Creating an invoice also generates an ordinary purchase receipt, which it links to up here. And if we click View/Print Receipt, we see that the payment method is listed as accounts receivable. If you want to change the name of the payment type, you can go to Invoices, Settings, and if you want to give it another name, like say just AR or something like that, you can do that. With our invoice created, there are a few things that we can edit after creation. So click Edit Invoice here. These are the one who receives the invoice, the due date, and the sent status. These fields allow us to record when and how the invoice was sent. So we say mailed today, we can click Save, and then they'll show up here, and also on this page here it will indicate that in this column. There are a few different methods to view an invoice. There is PDF, which looks like this. We can also print it from the receipt printer. It'll look similar to an ordinary purchase receipt, but with a few differences. From this page, we also have this Mark as Sent option. If we printed this receipt and used it to send the invoice, we could click this Mark as Sent. This automatically sets the invoice sent status and sent date fields to indicate that we printed this from the receipt printer today. There's also an option to email the invoice, which also has a Mark as Sent option. So if we click that, if the Mark as Sent option was checked, then it will update the sent status to indicate that we emailed the invoice today. There are also a few options to set in the invoice email under letter templates. Come here, there's email invoice settings. To add a payment to an invoice, click this button here. This brings up the cash register. From here we can add payments as we would in any other transaction. We can add either the entire amount owed or some smaller value if we're not paying it all now. If we add the entire amount, the cart will automatically check out. Otherwise, if we're just paying part of it, like just say we're adding $20 right now, then we'll need to click create/update invoice. Since this invoice already exists, it will update the current invoice with a new payment rather than create a new one. Now we see that a payment method has been added and the amount due has been updated.